Welcome to my YouTube channel. Have you wanted to give digital lettering a try using the Procreate app but haven't been sure where to start? I'm going to walk you through how to draw and letter this Irish blessing just in time for St. Patrick's Day. Let's get started. When you open Procreate, it will open to the gallery. To create a new canvas, click on the plus sign in the upper right corner. Procreate has several sizes preloaded. We're going to go with 11 by 8.5 inches for this project. A quick Procreate shortcut for you. Move 2 fingers back and forth on the screen to easily zoom in and out on your canvas. To start our drawing, we're first going to add a guide. To do this, go to the wrench tool in the upper left corner, click on Canvas, Drawing Guide, and Edit. Along the bottom, we're going to choose Symmetry. This guide causes whatever we draw on one side of the screen to be mirrored on the other side. For our first arch, we need to select a brush. So go to your brush tool and under Drawing, click Untitled Brush because we want it to be a little thicker. And then we need to select our color. So go to your color circle in the upper right corner. And as you can see, I have lots of different color palettes in mine. You can choose whatever color you would like. You can go to the color wheel. But for my first arch, I'm going to go with blue. Then we need to choose our size of the brush. So I have mine at about 38%. And then opacity, which is right below that, I have at 100. To draw the first arch, go to your middle symmetry line and draw half an arch. Hold still at the bottom. This allows Procreate to automatically kind of smooth out your arch for a better finish. You can zoom in. If you don't like how the line's connected at that middle symmetry line, you can use your eraser tool to kind of smooth out any edges, or if there are any gaps that didn't fill in correctly, go ahead and use your brush tool for that. And then I kind of zoomed out. I didn't like that, so I did the quick tap 2 fingers on the screen, and that's another Procreate shortcut that undoes what you just did. So we need to make the second arch. So to do that, click on the arrow, and we're going to do a copy and paste. Swipe 3 fingers down, and that brings up a copy and paste menu, and then click copy, swipe 3 fingers again, and click paste. And then use the anchor points to size down and move that second arch into place below the first arch. And once you have that where you would like it, go up to your color circle again, and I'm going to go with a golden yellow for the second arch, and simply drag and drop that color into that second arch. We're going to repeat the process, the copy and paste, to make a third arch. And then use the anchor points again to size that arch down a little bit and get that positioned into place under the second arch. Move that down where you would like it, and then go back up to your color circle. And I went with pink for that third arch. Now, Procreate, when you copy and paste, it makes a new layer each time. So you can see under the layers icon, there are 3 layers. We want to merge all those. So use your 3 fingers to merge those together. Then we want to turn off that drawing guide. So just click off the drawing guide and that will get rid of that line. And then use the anchor points to make that rainbow a little larger. And now you're ready to sketch out your phrase. So go up to your layers icon in the upper right corner and add a new layer. Go ahead and change your color to black. And then under the brush library, we're going to go under sketching. I chose the Procreate pencil, but any of those thinner pencil sketching tools will work well for this. And for this layer, we're going to add another guide. So go up to Canvas, Drawing Guide, Edit. This time we're going to use the 2D guide. And we're also going to change the grid size. We're going to go ahead and change the size measurements into inches, and we're going to do 1 inch squares on this. And click Done, and then Done again. And then you're ready to start sketching out your phrase. I found this phrase about a year ago, and I love anything Ireland. This is an Irish blessing. I've never visited Ireland. I would love to one day. But if you have a favorite scripture or a favorite phrase or another quote that goes along with rainbows, feel free to use that. And remember, take your time. The sketch layer is simply helping you get a general idea of where your words and the lines are going to go. You can use the guidelines as much or as little as you would like. As you can see, I don't really follow the guidelines always. I kind of wing it when it comes to my lettering. Procreate makes it pretty easy to move things around. As you can see, I had that third line. I started it a little bit more to the left than I would have liked. So I want to move just that third line. So to do that, go up and click the arrow, click the selection tool next to it, and then draw a shape around where you want to move. As you can see, I kind of cut off the top of that N, but since this is a sketch layer, it's okay. But that allows me just to move that third line. And then I decided I didn't like where the second line was either. So I repeated that process to adjust the second line a little bit better too. And then I clicked on it again and just kind of moved the placement around a little bit better to my liking. And then once I had that, once you have yours done, it's ready to start your brush lettering. So go ahead and make a third layer and then go under calligraphy in the brush library and you will find the brush pen. Now, if you've never used a brush pen, if you've never done anything with brush lettering or used the brush pen in Procreate, I do suggest practicing a little bit. So to practice, let's do a practice layer. Let's make a third layer. Well, first let's go ahead and turn off the sketch and rainbow layers. And as you can see, I forgot to make the third layer then. Procreate reminded me, which is one thing I love about Procreate. So go ahead and make that third practice layer. And the nice thing with Procreate is some of the brushes are pressure sensitive. So you can get those differences between the thick and thin lines. So with the brush lettering, as is calligraphy, when you go up, on your upstrokes, you want to use very light pressure and you get those thin lines. For the downstrokes, you want to use more pressure. And as you can see on the downstrokes then, using that more pressure, you'll get those thicker, bolder, darker lines. So just practice doing some different strokes, trying out some letters, trying out some words. And then once you're comfortable, you can go ahead and start your brush lettering. And if you're struggling a little bit, don't worry. It takes a little bit of time to get used to it. But go ahead and go up to your layers once you're comfortable and delete that practice layer. And then click on your sketch and your rainbow layer to make both of those visible again. And then we do want to create a third layer to do our brush letters on. And there you go. You're ready to start doing your brush lettering. And just keep in mind, on the upstrokes, you're going to use light pressure. So your upstrokes are thinner. And then in your downstrokes, you're going to use more pressure so that your downstrokes are thicker. And remember, take your time. There's no rush. It's meant to be fun and relaxing. And don't worry if you don't go over your sketch lines exactly. As you can see, I don't. I just use them as a general guideline. And if you're feeling a little discouraged, if you're struggling with the brush lettering, if you've never done the brush lettering before and you're not getting the smooth thick and thin lines or the smooth transitions between the thick and thin lines, it's okay. This is something that takes time to learn. You're going to get better the more time you practice with this. And as you can see, I did go fairly quickly in this, so I do suggest, especially if you're starting out, go a little slower, and it'll help you get the transitions to be a little smoother. And remember too, there are so many options with this design. You could do the lettering in a different color. I myself love the black because I love how it stands out against the brighter colors of the rainbow. And then once you have your letter done, you want to go ahead and go up to that layers icon and go ahead and delete that sketch layer because you don't need it anymore. And then you can we're going to kind of size up that lettering a little bit. So go to your arrow icon and use those anchor points to size it up, move it around a little bit, get it placed where you would like it. And then once you have it, we want to go off and turn that guideline off. So click off on the drawing guide, and there you go. Now you can go ahead and you can print directly from Procreate, or you can share it to your laptop or phone. To do that, go up to the wrench tool, click on share. I would do a JPEG or a PDF. And then that brings you up options to either share it or print it on heavyweight cardstock and frame it for wall art, or turn it into a card and send an encouraging note to your friends. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below, and remember to click subscribe.